Hello, my name is Will Gifford. I'm going to be talking about integrating non-financials to create value and the role that we were able to play in that. This is coming from an article in the Strategic Finance magazine 2018. So ESG and CSR are great examples of this. The environmental social governance and the corporate social responsibility, these are things that are being pushed more and more as we kind of see business evolve in their relationship with customers and the general public. There was a study done this article references talking about Japanese managers, how heavily their culture and the people there tout intangibles and being good people, family relationships, taking care of others, all great things. But it's not necessarily reflected on their book value, on their price to book value ratio, which is sitting around 1 on average. Whereas if non-financials are included in that PBR as market value added, then we should see a significantly higher than 1 PBR. So finding a correlation between these things is a key thing, and being able to show how they represent each other, how they move forward is a key way to know where we need to improve and how we need to grow that. So along that same study that was done, we see that there is a direct correlation, not necessarily a causation, but a direct correlation between how much of our expenses go towards our people, our personnel, and our R&D, research and development, and then what we're able to gain out of that as well. So much as to say that even 10% of MVA is explained by R&D, and then another 10% more is explained by what we attribute to personnel investment. Another thing is synchronizing these non-financial capital and equity spread, finding a way to make them match up, right? Showing how we can not necessarily only focus on one thing. If we have just a focus on financial basis, then we're going to end up with not a whole lot of value being created from that. And then if we just focus on the social side of things, we're going to miss out on a ton of opportunity to be able to track and analyze and show improvement in those intangible assets. So non-financial capital, this is often talked about as being goodwill or hidden value. It's got a ton of different names. It's similar to why Nike's stock price or Tesla's stock price is so high. Even though the financials don't necessarily say that it should be that high, there's a reason that it is. And then as management accountants, it's up to us to kind of take control on this. We're the people that are trained to see the broader perspective, whereas a financial accountant is going to make sure that those books line up perfectly. They're going to make sure all the numbers are exact, and they're going to track things on a financial basis alone. It's up to us to kind of step in and say, okay, big picture, what's the most important thing? Where can we add the most value? Is that an accounting thing, or is that a separate thing that we need to try and track and kind of build into our formula? And so it's up to us to create that strategy map, to place importance on intangibles and really show people that it can lead to growth, and then to formulate our own model and find a way to actually track and show what growth and what benefits are being created by that social responsibility and that those other intangibles. And this is all part of maximizing corporate value, taking a bunch of little things in a bunch of different places, organizing it, understanding it, and then optimizing it to grow in the best way possible. And so in a world today with social media where the general public has a huge effect on what people see and learn about your business and how they think about it, ESG and CSR have never been more important than today. And so shifting our focus from just like, oh, well, people like me or people don't like me because I do these things, we need to understand better how that affects our business in a good or a negative way, and what we need to do to be able to change that. And CMAs, they're trained to see the real value rather than just the financial side of the financial basis. And if you're missing out on value from ignoring that ESG and the CSR, then you're not maximizing the corporate value that you could have. And it's important to be able to track those things and follow them through the process so that we know exactly what effect that we're having. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. There's a lot more details in the article that it's referencing, so feel free to go and look at that, read through it. I appreciate your time.